Today we're gonna go over composite framing versus wood framing and why we like to use composite framing instead of wood framing. My name is Brett, I'm with Infinity Outdoor Living. This project features two decks. There is a garage deck, which is smaller, that provides access in and out of the garage as well as the side rear door. Deck number 2 is the main deck, and it features a raised portion as well as a lower section that is gonna be used for an enclosed area. So I'm standing on the garage deck, and this is a ground level deck. So ground level decks do see quite a bit of moisture just because they're so low to the ground and they don't have a lot of airflow. By using composite framing, you eliminate all the premature rotting and decaying that you would have with a standard traditional wood frame. This was a really good upgrade that we made on this property and the homeowners were willing to invest in. So this is gonna be a lifetime frame for them. It is a 7 feet deep by 21 foot long, and it's made up of 2x8 framing members. Now, as you see, some areas do have some flat blocking like here, and we don't have to worry about taping this or any standing water causing any issues in the future because it's not gonna absorb any water. And we have these areas for flat blocking to accommodate our picture frame border design. So we've got one there, we've got some at the ends of the stairs, and some here. We also have them in areas where we're gonna be mounting our Regal Ideas crystal rail pods, so that's gonna provide some structural connection to the deck frame itself. One other thing I want to point out on this garage deck is it is mounted directly to a concrete foundation, and typically with traditional lumber you're going to want to space that against the wall so that way you're not having any excessive moisture getting in behind the ledger. But with OC lumber you can mount it directly to the wall. You don't have to worry about spacing it because it's not going to absorb any water. On here we've got a single step off the deck. This single step, or box step in this case, is very low to the ground, even lower than the main deck itself. So this is definitely gonna see a lot of moisture. We are able just to mount this stuff basically right in the dirt, in the ground, whatever you want, not gonna rot, so we don't have to worry about that. We can just drop it right on the ground. This case, we did use concrete foundations underneath the stairs, so that way it's gonna not move, not shift. It's gonna be nice and solid when you walk on it, and it's good to go. So this product being composite, it works just like wood, cuts just like wood, nails just like wood. So when you're going through and you're working with this product for the first time, you don't have to worry about being much of a learning curve. It is heavy, there is fiberglass in it, but other than that, it works very much the same. Like, we're still using the same connection detail to the house with our lag bolts, and then same with the hangers. The foundations for this deck are the same as if it was a traditional wood deck. So we're still gonna go through the same process. It's just now, instead of the framing being wood, it's composite framing. All right, so that was the garage level deck, which is the small, intricate, little deck. Now let's head over to the main large deck, and that's where most of our work is being spent in this case. All right, so this is the main deck. There's a lot going on here. And let's go through all the details and I'll walk you through this massive deck frame. So I'm standing in the main living area of the deck right now, and the main portion is 14 feet from the bump out of the house to the front of the deck, and from this end to the end behind me is 35 feet. So we've got minimal post supports here to allow for an unobstructed view, and behind me we also have a nice enclosure area for future storage. So this main living area is gonna be a dry space. We can put a drop ceiling below that's gonna collect and manage the water and drain away to create a dry area. And you can use it on waterfront properties, and you can use it inside decks where the ceilings are waterproof, so you don't have to worry about any moisture issues. So this deck features 6x6 columns that are composite, 2x12 beams. We have 2x8 bulkheads. We've got 2x6 wind bracing through the frame, and we also have 2x4s on the enclosure wall. It's really great that OC Lumber has all these different sizes, because nothing's worse than investing your money in like a framework or a product that is good but it's not 100%. Like, this stuff comes in all these different sizes, so we're able to work with it how we normally would because we're carpenters and we're used to working with wood, and we have all the different sizes of material just like lumber has. So we're able to incorporate stuff like this enclosure wall here using standard size lumber. We're also able to match the posts, so when we go to clad these things, we're used to the common sizes. The hangers come in the same sizes, and there's no learning curve. It works very well in parallel to like wood frame. This is one of the main features of this deck. This set of stairs is made out of OC lumber. It's 6 feet wide, and we cut the stringers using 2x12 material. And again, because it has that fiberglass on the front and the back side, it's very structural, and it's very comparable to work with as your traditional lumber. So one issue that you have with traditional lumber is screwing into these end grains and fastening your boards and your decking. So with this product, it is a composite material, and the holding power with nails and screws is literally amazing. You don't have any issues or any concerns with screws stripping out. So because we are using PVC decking on this project, Screwing into traditional lumber, you run the risk of that screw stripping out into the wood, and now you've got an issue. With this stuff, it's not gonna do that. You can screw through the top, you can screw through the bottom, you can nail. It's gonna bite really well. So we have a nice picture frame detail on both sides of the stairs. There's a nice waterfall detail, and we've gone ahead and we've just installed flat blocking here. We don't need to go through and tape it, so there's no extra work with ensuring that we're protecting the frame. We can just drop it right on the concrete on the bottom. We can install deck boards straight on top of flat blocking. We don't have to paint, we don't have to tape our end grains. It's good to go. So if you guys are interested in learning more about these stairs, how we built them, and what it's like actually working with the product when assembling it, we filmed a separate YouTube video on that, so we'll put the link below. So if you feel like you want to learn more about that, check out that video. All right, so let's take a tour on top of this deck. I'm going to go over some of the framework details, what we needed to do for our railings and our decking, and the overall design of the deck. So come on up. All right, so here's the main part of the entire build. This is going to be the main focus point, this entire raised deck. We are installing Regal Ideas crystal rail, so it's going to have a nice frameless, unobstructed view of the entire waterfront property. We need a lot of structural blocks for those guards, and we're able to go through and we're able to install our composite framing blocks wherever there's going to be a railing post. As you can see, the framework detail is very similar to your traditional lumber. So we have our mid-span blocking down the middles. We've even gone the extra mile and we've added an additional one by the house, not needed, but we wanted to continue that ledger board support right through that way. We've got a triple ply beam in the front. We don't need to tape this joint because we don't have to worry about water getting in there because it's not going to rot. We've got all our structural railing supports installed where there's going to be railings. We've got a really interesting double picture frame detail that goes around the entire perimeter of the deck and on both sides of the stairs. So we've got our ladder blocking cavity installed on both ends to accommodate that. A few other points I want to talk about is after you've installed a wood frame, there's quite a bit of extra work associated to getting it to that next level for quality. With this man-made product, it's going to be nice and flat right out of the gate. So as long as you're installing it at the right height and the right plane, you don't have to go through and plane anything. You don't have to tape anything. Once the framing's done, that last nail's in, you're done. There's no extra work with it. So we've installed joists every 12 inches on center. By installing these joists 12 on center, you're able to maximize the span of your framing member. We can give them a deeper deck, which gives them more usable living space, and it also creates a more structural sound deck and something that's built to last. All right, so this is the center divider of the two decks. We have a single divider board that goes down the middle, and this is our details to allow full bearing for the picture frame as well as the ends of our joist. So we're gonna have a deck board that's essentially as wide as this cavity here, and then our decking is going to come over here. We've got a surface to screw to, and then our decking is also going to land here somewhere, and we have something to screw to. The last element I want to talk about is the fact that this product is black. When we install the decking, we leave an 1/8 of an inch gap. Because this framework's already black, you don't have to worry about any different colors popping through the gaps. It gives you that nice aesthetic look in the joints in the decking. So a question we get quite a bit is how hot is this product and how much does this product expand and contract? So this product being black obviously is going to absorb heat a lot faster than a lighter product. But with all the fiberglass that is in this product, it eliminates majority of the expansion and contraction. So it's not going to grow like you think it would. So this is a big concern when working with a product like PVC or composite that have a high expansion and contraction rate. That can cause a lot of strain on the frame. That can cause a lot of strain on the screws used to fasten the board. So people really want to make sure they know what they're getting into before they start working with a product like this. So again, with all the fiberglass in there, that cuts down almost all of the expansion and contraction. It's not going to give you any issues with your decking or your framing or any movement at all in the frame. All right, that's a wrap for wood frame versus composite frame video. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit subscribe and that like button. If there's stuff you want to learn more about, give Owens Corning a follow on Instagram, or you can check out their website for more information on the product. If you have more questions for me that you want to know more about this product and the workability of the product and all that kind of good stuff that we didn't cover in the video, drop in the comments. We'll do our best to answer all those in a timely manner, and we'll catch you on the next one.